Hi, this is Brian Van and Jason from Sport Bike Track Gear, sportbiketrackgear.com. Today we're going to do a little video comparison for a new piece of armor, fairly new piece of armor it's really getting a lot of steam behind it for good reason, and that is the chest protector. To my right here, Jason is wearing a pretty popular model from T-Pro, the Forcefield chest guard. You can see, he is 6 feet tall, about 180 something pounds, and this is the large that he has on there. Coverage area is good, for sure. The strapping system on this is a little bit different. It kind of seems maybe a little overthought, a little cumbersome perhaps. The way it's set up, you need to use these kind of around the torso and these over the shoulder. Jay commented that he's used this one a little bit. This one's been a little different to deal with, if you will. Beyond that, CE rated armor, comfortable, tests very well. Over here, I've got on the Knox. This can be used with any one of the Knox back protectors. Can really be used with any back protector, just as this piece over here could. Little bit different concept and design for the strapping system. Knox has incorporated in this, kind of these Velcro over flaps, if you will. Fold it over, strap inside, fold it over, and then you'll see too that at the bottom, you kind of just catch the bottom edge of the chest protector with the straps around the waist of the back guard. I put it on differently, and I'll show you that in a second. Coverage area. This is a size large. I'm 5 feet 11 inches tall. I am withering away because of this broken collarbone and no weightlifting. I am down to a slim 195 right now. This is the coverage I get out of this piece. One thing I do want to note here is the coverage over for the side of the ribs. How I like to put this one on, and I found this to be the most convenient, and I think that the majority of our riders, and especially our staff members, are doing it this way. And it's probably out of pure laziness more than it is anything else. When we're getting ready to go on track, I mean, it's just like everybody else, man. I'd say we're always hurrying, your session or your race is coming up. I just kind of throw the bad boy in there, kind of go over, and then give it a little snug like that. And I just kind of catch like the last inch or so. My leathers are always super tight. Holds it well in place, not a problem. It has a great strapping system. Probably the right way to do it is to take advantage of that. I will say that for me, and I have tested it a couple of times like this too, it does always stay in place and work quite well. The next model we have here is the Bohn Cool Air Pro Racer. It has a very simple strapping system. It uses, some soft armor here, and in the center, it's got some fairly hard, a little denser stuff right there, which is nice. Easy to put on, works with any back protector. You can see here the coverage that Jay has on this. This comes one size only. I would say the coverage is adequate for sure. Could probably ride up on you just a little bit further, but that's an adjustment you would make as you go out there and put in it. The pros of this one are, this area here is going to flow air with your perforated leather. Of course, this area won't. Easy strapping system, lightweight. And he is going to grab the last model that we have here. We're just going to kind of show you this one. This is the Alpinestars. Once again, this is kind of like a medium density foam, if you will. It's got some perforation in it, so it'll get some airflow. It's got some grippy stuff here on the front, where you see it shiny, the logo. And then on the back of the protector, it's very tacky. The concept here is to be able to just throw this in underneath your jacket or your suit and rely on that garment being tight enough to hold it in place, really, as it offers no strapping system at all. And that is the coverage you're going to see from that piece. All in all, not a bad option from Alpinestars. And now what I'd like to talk about is just kind of a little bit of the build differences between these pieces. We'll start off with probably the simplest one. Let's just show them the Alpinestar one more time. I think it's underneath that back guard there, brother. Removable cover. So it's just Velcro here. If you want to wash it, just take it out. You see what we've got in here? Like I said, we just got ourselves, a fairly dense piece of foam with perforation. That's nice for airflow and for comfort. Even the back portion of this, this outer cover, it's nice. It's comfortable. Be nice to see some sort of strapping attachment with it, but nevertheless, the chest guard's a great addition. And if this is the one you're motivated to buy, I think it certainly is better than nothing. Next, we're going to go to the Bohn, picking up a little coverage area here. Okay, we've got a strapping system for this one. Makes it a little easier to use. You can use it with any model back protector out there, and even if your jacket or your suit's not super tight, it's going to work to keep it in place. I think that's good. No CE testing whatsoever. It is made in the U.S. It's never been subjected to the testing, so it's hard to say, you know, whether it would pass or not. But nevertheless, kind of a medium to hard density stuff in the center, and I like that, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. Next, we've got the T-Pro. This is kind of a multi-layer technology here. We've got some honeycomb stuff on the front and on the inside, and then in between there, and there's no way the camera's going to pick this up, but sandwiched in between here are two other thinner layers of energy-absorbing foam. This stuff is very comfortable. It tests quite well for sure. It absorbs a lot of energy. The one thing I will say is that you can see it is very, very malleable, very flexible. The material that they use, and this is pretty similar with that of their back protector, you can see here as you start to form it, this stuff doesn't really like to conform. It really loves to be flat, so it kind of balls up a little bit. Not such a big deal, and you don't really notice it in comfort, but nevertheless, it kind of balls up a little bit. And then we have, the, I think, overcomplicated strapping system. The last piece that we'll cover is the Knox. Out of all the pieces, I believe it offers the most coverage, and this is actually my piece of choice. The design here is very similar to the Contour. It uses multi-layer technology. The heart of it is a polypropylene honeycomb, and then that is sandwiched inside of multi-layer energy-absorbing foam. And then what they did for 2008, and this part here is new, is they have contoured it to basically, fit your body. Knox is big on comfort as well as protection. Of course, they've been in this business for a long time. And you can see right here, I put that on, this literally, it just gives you that sensation of it's hugging your body. I like this piece quite a bit. The outer covering is removable, simple Velcro, and while we're at it, we may as well go ahead and give you a look at what we've got inside here. And then we're going to talk about hard armor, soft armor, all that good stuff. There's your covering. You want to pull it off. I would suggest a gentle cycle. Hang it. Don't go throwing that in the dryer and find out it's shrunk and it won't fit this. Just kind of hang it up, let it dry. Here's the heart of the whole thing. Now, my concept is, and I want to tell you right now, I don't work at a CE lab. I'm not a scientist. I don't even have a chemistry set or a microscope. But from a common sense perspective, let's say that we take a blow in the chest from a large flat object. Any one of these is going to do a good job at managing the energy because the impact is already dispersed over a large area. Now let's say something less attractive happens, maybe a foot peg or a clip-on, and you're taking that bad boy center mast. Now what you need to ask yourself, and I think this is just going to come down to personal preference and choice. Do you want something that just kind of pushes in that area? And we'll show you one of the other ones here. And understand the motivation here isn't to pick on any one particular brand. This one does get a little firmer in the center, which I do like. I will say that. And the A-Star is kind of a medium density foam. Or yeah, can't really push through that. In my mind, this is going to be the most effective piece for that type of impact. With a polypropylene honeycomb, you take a shot here hard enough that it compresses all the foam and it needs to get into polypropylene honeycomb. Essentially, by design, how that's going to work is when you're trying to collapse here, it's going to pull all the way from the outside to the inside, and it's going to compress each one of these cells at a different rate, and I think it's going to disperse the impact over the whole field instead of just trying to manage it in one spot. Like I said, I want to say, no chemistry set, no microscope. I am not employed by a CE lab. I've just been riding and crashing motorcycles for a long time. So have a lot of my friends, and this just makes a tremendous amount of sense. So there you have it. There is our chest guard comparison from sportbiketrackgear.com.